Hey, people. When I was growing up, my mom and father called the thing between my little sister's legs a Budun. And my dad was coon-ass French. My mom was Quebec French. And that was her Budun. And then I grew up with a Polish friend. His dad come from New York. And he was big on football. And he told me, the Buduns is when you're picking teams. You're out on the field picking sides, and the Buduns are all the ones that's left that nobody wants to pick them on their team. The ones that are standing on the wall, the ones that are left there nobody wanted. It's the Buduns, left alone. And surely coming from the word bid, your biddings, what you're bidding on is the ones you're starting with, and the Buduns is the ones that's left when you're done. So I imagine this word come from the French woman, telling her daughter, quit playing with that, leave it alone. And you're Budun, leave it alone. And so I seen this, and it looked like it had a good definition of shoal in here. And that's why I wanted to read this. And so I've been telling you lately, I've figured out this IA reads as a U. And if you look in Bible, they'll give this 4 different vowel sounds. I think there's 8 vowels before a consonant in this word. But it's just reading as a UUM. It's just like today, before I say something, I say, It means thinking about what you're going to say. And, UUM, or VUM, is said to mean an oath or the truth. VUM. And, are, something you had to think about saying. And layered. And this shall go down. It comes from this tack here where they're reading this, the ladder, LADR. But this is are layered. In niam come. In denium. B reading as an in niam come. But you can't have. That's where they're getting this not. And you shall not go down. And layered in what you can't have. In niam come. See achieve mit with. And you see this on the other side over here, with. Everybody knew that's what that meant. When you met somebody somewhere, you were with them. And in niam, see achieve. And so achieve, is your had help in the Greek. The help, had help as. But it has more meaning, it's the achu. Your brother achu all the stars. And who all Buduns are. Everybody who is left, and who all Buduns are. Everybody who is left that nobody wanted. The ones that's left on the wall at the dance. And for issue, the AE becoming an ESU, the issue. Over issue, to offer issue, as when in track. Everything you see has to do with moving. It's in this DRK or TRK. And in truck, assure, as when in truck, assure, a talk of who heard it from. The talk of who heard it from. And that's where the word come down from. The word comes down. And when you get her in the truck, assure to talk of who heard it from. And then you would bring down and rat them out. At sea biddy. And so my gray hair, the biddies are the spiders. I'm thinking that means more is a spider web. At where you see the spiders in the spider web. At sea biddy, begun. At the little begun, big one, to begin. To beguns all life. To begins all life. It's down at the shoal. The shoal is down in the bottom of the swamp where all the nutrients run off to. And it's always life. There's small fish, insects breeding there that draws in all the bigger ones. And it begins the all life. And so everything that dies and rots washes down to the shoal, and all life dies there and begins there. And so when it says, no weaving spiders here, at sea the biddies, and begins all life. Just to get it started, as when in the truck, sure to talk of who heard it from. Dealer who give you this information, that to see biddy begin, that to see the little begins all life to grow, begins to grow. And layered in Niam come the layers of denial of the hidden to achieve with, to accomplish this. And so you're going to select for your brothers, you're going to pick the ones that nobody else wanted. To achieve with, my brothers will be of Buduns, the ones that nobody wanted are. And affers you, and should befall him, and affers you as when in truck, in track, in transit, along the way, and sure as when in transit, and offer a issue as when in transit, assure a talk of who heard it from, at sea biddy begins all life. And you see over here in the Greek, it's almost the same word, of tus monos, of settle the leftage, to settle, Katal, to settle for, what is left behind, to settle the left, Leift, the leftage, what was left behind. In monos, could be of to the summon as, to call upon those that was left behind. And so this go down, they're getting this from the kata and also the kataba, kataba worm when it goes down. But this is under besettage. Beset, her job is to connect the lower and the upper, and she comes and cuts the serpent down, cuts the time off, and according to the besettage, where is she going to cut the calendar? And over here, it's the symbiotic relationship. One can't live without the other. They're tied together in symbi. And the symbesettage, shall come to pass, coming from set, the west. And so this is probably reading as, oh, the eyes now, kata besettage. According to besettage, what she's going to cut off, the cut off, the Buduns. Oh, vios, move 'em with 'em on. Oh, vios, move met 'em on. The vios, the ones that's violated, the sons, and oh, vios, move and met 'em on. Catch 'em in motion. And met 'em a naughty, something you shouldn't be doing, the things that happen at night, the naughties. I've had help as saw to apodave, the N before the E. This is the ton is the base for died. And I believe it's where you were Dave in Davy's locker, over the side, a davit, to put it over the side. And the apodave is the sworn truth, affidavit. And apodave is the action of making an affidavit. It's the sworn truth. And I swear to it. Oh, the eyes and now, according to besettage. A vios move metum, a naughty. Oh, had help as saw to apodave. And of to summon as settle the leftage. The call upon what was the Buduns, what was left. And symbesettage, and working with beset, with the cut off. Oughtn't Malachist. And, Malachi, they'll say that's the book of Kings. The Malach in the Hebrew. The Malach is the kings or the angels or the messengers. Everything has to do with MLK. And a stenage, is written, the king's written, the stenage, the king's list, the Malachus stenage in the king's list in THOD, in toad, in the way whichever, however which way you got towed, in toad he on, and the Malachi stenage in toad he on, and farouche thee, and go away and farouche thee, and catachet move. And talk of who heard it from, several movies ago I was talking about the treasures, and the treasure in the Greek is the thesaurus, and the catachet was the words having the same meaning, and you will lead, and the catachet move. To Jerris, your geriatric. And Jerry's, it means old, but old people, they're always in the bathroom. To Jerry's was the word for the chamber pot. Over at Jerry's place, he's always on the pot in old age. And to Jerry's metal lupus his had of. The metal lupus, the metal of his had of silver. And so I read this as a eyes in, as in wise in, when it has an and before it. But it's hip. It means the knowing, and of the knowing now, a catabasetage, according to what is cut, and of the knowing now, according to what is cut, of the sons of the violators, of the vios, move 'em with 'em on a naughty, a move with 'em a naughty, had help as of to apidave, maybe obtain, to get, had help as of to get, and of to summons the settle of the leftage, to what you call for, to settle for what is left behind, and to summons settle the leftage, and symbiestage, and working together with the cut. Oughtn't, shouldn't the Malachus stenage, the king's list, in toad, on for who's the who, on for who's the who, and the Malachi stenage in toad he on, for who set who, for who set who, a cata, according to attach it, a catattach, where it's attached, move to old, and met all of his, and metal of is his, had of, your ofs are your children, and move to old, with all of is his, had of, move him and all of his to the old, on for who set who, catachet, according to the attach, where it's attachum of, to Jerez, to the old, with all of his had of, all of his, moving on to the old spot. So Bastet is credited with bringing together Upper and Lower Egypt, and they're not understanding that there was no Egypt. It's talking about, bringing together the Upper and Lower, the winter and the summer, where the Easter comes, and often seen cutting off the serpent's tail. It sucks when your tail starts right behind your ears. But that's what this kata baset is. The knowledge of how to adjust the calendars to make sure all the full moons and the planning times all work out. So I just had to get a record of this before I cleared this out. I really don't need this in my files. I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.